Hey, hey, bud.
How you doing, bud? All right?
Not too bad. Welcome, everybody. CrowCast 17. Number 17, bro.
I know it's
Ah,
incredible. It's incredible,
insane.
and it
Welcome, everybody.
keeps getting better as well, mate. The guests are great. There's loads of conversation, loads of amazing questions. So
Yeah, man. And this week should be one of the best ones because we got our buddies, our label pals, BAZ and Adam from Massive Wagons. They'll be joining us very soon. Be great to chat and catch up with them. But thanks for joining in, everyone. As always, we love you guys. So, hey, good color coordination here tonight, Ron.
hey,
The
thank you
red and
very
the
much.
black. I like
It's looking sharp, isn't it?
that. Hey.
It's looking sharp. You can get, it's getting there now. It's getting there. I'm upgrading the room as well slowly. My missus is always wondering what I'm doing, tinkering up here, like, All right.
Everyone
Yeah,
good week, man?
Yeah, it's been great, man. I just want to say as well, a lot of people are loving the format of the boys coming on a bit later. So that's why we've kind of kept it going at the moment. So you ask, we listen. So a lot of people said that they're enjoying the guests coming on, they're loving the stories. And then when the boys come on after, it's just carnage. So they love that. They love all the stories, they love all the banter, and Shiner. They're loving Shiner at the moment, mate. Bloody hell.
Who doesn't love Shiner?
I know. Fair play to him.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
mad, really, because he came on early, didn't he? And then was like, "Oh, I need to go, boys." But I think the later on he gets, the better, the better viewing,
right.
and mad thing, the more sense he makes too.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, the boys will be coming on after. We'll be joined shortly by Baz and Adam, good muckers, good road warriors. A lot of stories, and obviously their upcoming release as well. We'll talk all about that and get in the mix with it. But yeah, I've had a great weekend, and great weekend, great week. The news is flying in the Crow camp, isn't it, at the moment? It's just like,
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
wow. So just trying to get my head around everything, because obviously we had this little bad boy, which I'll just pull up for everybody now, and we can kind of have a little chat over the top of it. We'll go into it more in depth with the boys later, but wow, what an announcement that was on Monday.
Yeah, man. I'm just like, it's a gig, Jim, but not as we know it. It's like it's it is strange, isn't it? It's like when the offer came in, we just thought, oh, we can do a live show. And then they said, yeah, it's gonna be a drive-in. We are like, okay, that hasn't been done. Let's do it. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's it could be great, it could be rubbish, but the fact that we can do something right now, not next year, not when if it's safe to do so, right now.
Yeah.
Obviously the Planet Rock thing, doing the live stream, that's kind of how we were gonna do things, and other bands are doing the same. But to do it sort of live, why not? Why not give it a go, man? So let's see how it goes, and I don't know. We'll soon find out.
Yeah. So
I'm
my week
excited.
was yeah, me too, man. My week was pretty pumped with that. And then obviously the boy is still torturing me. So I'm still climbing mountains,
Yeah.
doing things with long elastic bands. I can't think what they're called, but basically all of that vibe, sweating, got the whole family laughing and motivating, obviously. So it's great. Um
I could just imagine there with a small elastic band just doing this.
yeah. Oh fuck.
With his little elastic band. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, but it's been great, man. And I put a couple of videos and photos up. Like I said last week, we're so fortunate, some of the views and
Yeah.
just some of the places around where we live. So it's been nice to kind of get out and do your exercise, and obviously get to see stuff that we haven't really had the time to see as well. Like, so that's been really cool.
Good, bud. Good.
What about you as well, man?
Yeah, it's been quite tough to be honest, you know, with all this like eating properly and it is what it is. I don't want to moan and bitch and moan about it, but it doesn't put you in a great sort of mental space. But right then, as always, music at the forefront, and now we've like been working on a set list, and kind of focusing on how that's going to be for Planet Rocks the Asylum. Just kind of imagining how it's going to go, the running of the show, the running of the songs. So yeah, it's been really busy, the business side of things, but then actually thinking about doing live shows again. That's just I didn't think we'd be here as quick. Um,
No.
so we can't say no to that. You know, whether it works or doesn't, it's irrelevant. Doing it now, let's do it.
Diane Taylor just said no drinking, Shane. Yeah, good man. Good man.
It's hard times, Diane. Hard times, love.
I think it's just what you said, man. Like we've always said, we meet up on a Saturday, we do like a quiz and a get together with friends. And we've enjoyed a good few tipples through this lockdown, which has been great. We've had a lot more bonding, a lot more catching up of all the years we've known each other, which has been smashing. And the last couple of weeks have been a bit miserable because we're on the old H2O.
Yeah.
And that's honest. Like it is harder, isn't it? Because you know we've been having a crack, and it's not the drink that needs to take you there, but it is hard with the dieting. Because like you just said, we were planning on next year. A CrowCast, we love that. We get to interact with everybody every week. And then that opportunity comes with Planet Rock, and then it was like, wow, okay, we're back in the game. And then you kind of look down, and like for me,
I'm not in
you
the
know,
game. Yeah.
yeah,
We're
you know,
not in the game. We're not ready.
yeah, all the weeks of CrowCast telling everybody on you, yeah, I'm cooking brisket, or you're indulging in whatever, and we're putting pictures up of cheesecakes and
Oh.
bloody crunchy and stuff like that, and then the reality sets of, oh right, now we're doing a television broadcast, and it's not just that, you have to be gig ready, don't you? You know, there's a difference between just jamming. There's gig ready, you know, leave it all on the stage type of vibe, like, you know. So
Yep.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a
I'm
mad
looking
old
forward
trip.
to it. I'm really looking forward to all these shows. I don't know. I kind of viewed a couple of sort of negative, maybe is not the right word, but doubtful, I suppose. Saying about, oh, it's not really for me driving up and watching a band. And well, that's just the sign of the times right now. So we're just trying something different. And like in previous crowcasts we've had, you know, you got to adapt to circumstances. Don't just wait, because you don't know how things are going to pan out. So I'm just excited to try something new in this game that we do. And then at least we can look back and go, ah, we did one of those. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, no,
That was a
exactly,
different experience.
exactly.
Yeah,
No,
that was cool.
I'm exactly with you there, because I've always kind of fancied the cinema version. I think I said that to you on the phone
Yeah.
the other day. So it's a completely alien environment. You know,
Mm,
we've never been here, we've never done it, we've never even gone to see anybody in that environment. So that's what I find exciting.
yeah.
Is the newness. How are we going to get over it? What are we going to do? What are we going to plan? You know, so but we'll touch on it again after with the boys, because they're excited as well. I'd love to hear some of their thoughts, and then yeah, we'll go over that, and we'll give people more ticket info and stuff like that. Have you got any birthday shout outs?
Yes, let's do a couple of birthdays.
Yes,
Let's
let's do it.
start off with Lee Evans. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, brother. Lee Evans. He's been there from early days, hasn't he? He loves his
Yeah.
music, rock music. Up in Ebbowville. Happy birthday, brother. We've also got Carly Buckwell. It's her birthday tomorrow. Have a great day tomorrow, Carly. I
Your
think she's
daughter's been
watching.
buying tickets, hasn't she?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think she's watching. Happy birthday, lovely. We've also got we had a message from Tony Mobley or Mobley. My daughter Molly celebrates her 20th birthday today. I'm trying to convert her to the Crows. Will take some time though. And it's my birthday next Sunday, the 19th. There we go. Two birthdays in one. Good work, Tony. Two birds in one stone, eh? And keep working on Molly. You can
Yeah,
make that happen.
definitely. Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Happy birthday, guys. That's all the birthdays. We got a
Smash
we
it.
got we got a few shout outs, but I kind of want to keep that to later if that's all right, because it's quite a few.
Yeah, smashing. Should we get our muckers on? Our fellow road
Oh,
warriors.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome BAZ and Adam, Massive Wagons.
Hey,
Hey! All right, fellas. Hey, how's it going?
Not too
Very
bad. How are
well.
you?
I'm excited.
This is
Very
brilliant.
excited.
This is
Yeah.
far
Thanks for
better
having
than
us.
texting. Yeah, no, anytime, boys. Anytime. We haven't seen you for ages. How have you both been?
Yeah. Oh, busy. Yeah, really good. Yeah, it's been well, obviously we've got an album coming out, and it's been like obviously a different way of doing it given this circumstances and all that. But it's been weirdly busier than I ever remember it being. To be honest, what about you?
I've been working with you, so it's been exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah.
What are you asking me for? You know what I've been doing.
I suppose I do. Yeah.
No, it's been good. It's obviously been awful because nobody can gig, but it's been good in a way because it kind of kicks you up the arse and backs you into a corner and makes you kind of adapt, and you spend all the years, don't you, as you know, building up like momentum for your band, and then all of a sudden it could vanish, but you've got to get around it, haven't you? And it's good. You've got to be creative, and it's kind of exciting, really. I like it.
Well, we were both kind of on that pattern, especially like after the new year, and then we started our record run and everything, and we had Germany planned with you boys as well. I think everybody knows about that. And then obviously to go from that to nothing.
Nothing.
But I think it's great because, like you said, both bands, we've always had the same mentality, the hard working ethic, and the amount of creativity you guys have been doing as well is fantastic. Like, do you know what I mean? So,
thank you very much. Well, likewise, yeah. Well, it just shows, we're cut from the same cloth in that way, aren't we? Really, like you said, definitely.
Yeah, so you've got a new unit there. You in your new unit? Is that where you are?
Yeah. This is where we are. Yeah. We live here now. I moved out. I'm done. Yeah.
It's it's taken a long time to get this, but it's like, well, again, talking to you guys, when you want to talk to each other and you want to try and get messages to each other, you've got ringing and messaging and waiting for a reply. But now we're kind of in here all the time together. You get so much done because you just contact all the time. I get answers and decisions on things just straight away. It makes a massive difference. It is.
Yeah, brilliant, boys. Brilliant.
Love it.
Yeah,
so we go on, bud.
I was just going to say we can feel that because sometimes when you're working on your WhatsApp or emails, there's always that delay where if you guys are just sitting in a unit now and you're going, what about this as an idea? Next thing you know, it's done. Yeah. Merch is flying out. Your content is happening.
That's it, yeah.
That's a fantastic place to be.
The merch thing was a big driving force, really, because you'll know yourself, it just gets to the point when you can't physically keep it anywhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be rooting through piles of boxes and stuff for one t-shirt, in a random size. You want it all accessible, so you don't.
Whose shed is the merch in out of you guys? It's there, is it?
It's all there, all there.
It's just it takes up so much room, doesn't it, and time, and it's just like,
it's an absolute nightmare, mate. It's an absolute nightmare. I've just got a storage unit right now where I just make like my breakfast over some hoodies. Like it's murder, but it is what it is right now. We have been looking like you boys have, get your own unit and stuff. It's just got to be the right time, the right sort of price, and what have you. But we'll get there.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, I think it's a lot different nowadays to how it was 10, 20 years ago as a band. It's much more. You kind of keep people away from the side of it because it's the dark side of business. But it's got to be running like that, don't you? You can't go splashing cash and crap here and there. It's got to put it all back into the band, don't you? And carry it forward. That's the best thing to do, definitely.
Also, there's a couple of personal endeavors. I've always taught a bit of guitar on the side, so I've always said, look, I'd love to have a place, I could just do a bit of teaching, not full-time hours or anything, just fit it around what we do here. But now that this place could double as that, and we've got the scope to do what we want with it. We've been on about building a room within this room so that if you could plug yourself away and not be disturbed if you wanted to teach guitar or do anything like that, really. But it's been a game changer, really. Honestly, it's been fantastic for us.
Yeah, You'll have to get yourselves up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get
Oh,
into
definitely.
Wagons World. Do some singing
Definitely.
and whatnot. Definitely, yeah. Without a doubt.
Oh, I'd
How was
love
that
it.
working out? I got that, but you know the Wagons World. Oosh! Look at
Trying to get rid of us already. How rude.
that. Is that going great? Yeah.
Yeah, it's far exceeded what we expected, really. So it's something we talked about for quite a long time, and in a weird way, with all the calendar being clear of gigs, like you say, it was like, well, maybe this is a kind of a good time to fit that in, because I don't see how we could have fit this in around the tour schedule and the album promo that we had planned. So yeah, it's been a great opportunity to sort of swoop in and get that done. But it's been amazing. Yeah, truly amazing.
I mean, you just open yourselves up. The creative possibilities are endless, aren't they? You know, creating content, and we're lucky because we live right on the side of the M6. And if anybody's touring up to Scotland or coming down, it's literally 2 seconds off the M6. You know, so if any bands, you know, we get them in here, we've got the gear set up, you know, play some songs, have a chat, record it, a bit like this sort of a thing, you know, that kind of crap.
I love
So
that.
You're welcome anytime.
I love
We'll get the
that.
kettle on.
Yeah.
Kettle? No, we'll be drinking by then. Coming back big time.
We can have a social distance brew.
Yes.
Yeah. So, boys, when did we first? Like, I remember first hearing about you boys, right, with the Hard Rock Hell's shows that they put on, and I remember seeing videos of you, and I was like, but I generally thought you were a couple of years older than us. I generally thought, oh, they've been around years, and they're in their mid-40s, and I don't know why. But I know it's really bad for me to say.
It's my horrendous complexion, probably.
To be honest, it wasn't you. It was Baz. I just saw this when he was on stage, and his hair would be going. He'd be doing all this. I just thought he was this old school rocker. But then I find out he's younger than me.
I didn't come on here for this kind of fucking abuse.
This is our show.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
No, but seriously, dude, I genuinely thought like you'd been around the block and had been there for ages, and then I got chatting with you. I was like, he's younger than me. That's insane. So how long have you been together as Massive Wagons?
I think a lot of that comes from we've been the same band. This is the only band we've ever been in. This is 10 years. We'd never been in a band before, never written any songs, and the lineup's changed a tiny little bit, and it appears we've been around longer than we have, because I mean a lot of other bands might not have been around as long, but a lot of those members have been in other bands, you know. So they've kind of been doing it as long as us, but just not in the same unit. But this is all we've ever done. This is the only band we've ever been in. So we have been together a long time, but probably around as long as anyone else, really.
As musicians, like, you know, it's like Baz said, we didn't form from other bands and bring that kind of working knowledge of how it all works to this. It was literally just we was as green as the grass. We were totally naive to everything.
Yeah, it was quite hilarious. Then you look back and you think, it's hard to you didn't even know. Well, you'll know when you were in your first bands, you don't know what a promoter is, or how on earth do you get a gig, or how do you do this? How do you start the ball rolling with anything? It's just
it's a credit, boys, because I get what Shane's saying. When we seen you just look like you'd been there and done it. Do you get what I mean? You look like you had that experience. You look like you had it all in the can. So that's a real credit to say that you were green at the beginning and you were kind of still learning your way, and that was amazing for us to learn that fact, because we were like, what the you know what I mean? So yeah,
I think a lot of it came. I mean, our first few years we're a cover band, but we were Massive Wagons as a cover band. Massive Wagons wasn't an original band at first. It was like pubs on a Friday and a Saturday night doing like the 2 1-hour sets, covers, you know, AC/DC, all that, and biker rallies, and then just started writing songs. There wasn't really many other bands around at the time that were a cover band and an original band with the same name, if you like. There was a lot of cover bands, they changed the name and do original stuff, but we thought, what's the point in having two separate bands? We'll just do different gigs, original gigs and cover gigs. And you learn so much doing cover gigs, you know.
Yeah, and the sad fact is, they paid better back in the early days. You know,
Yeah.
Just getting paid anything for an original gig was just
you
just
didn't
happen. So we sort of did that to fund the making of the albums and those early albums we did. But that was
all the drugs and drink.
Yeah, all that too. Yeah. Oh, so much drink and so many, and the chicks as well, yeah,
and the women, yeah.
No, it was literally just like that was all we knew really. We was just like, well, yeah, we didn't have any airs or graces about playing covers. We just wanted to get out there and play music. And
so when was the first show you boys did, like original stuff that you actually thought,
purely,
wow, you know what I mean? The crowd have kind of reacted you, and they've taken this on. And...
Well, there was no crowd for a few years, to be honest. It was like, yeah, it was 2010, wasn't it? Our first, was it when we did that thing with Shad?
Yeah, it was a place called the Sanctuary in Burnley, and again, we made quite an impression because we've been playing. Say, go back to the cover thing. We've been playing covers for years before. You're playing pubs on a Friday and Saturday. You're playing to full rooms. You know, you play to a full pub. So you get used to working a stage and dealing with crowds. And so when we appeared on the original scene with at the bottom of the bill, of course, with these bands that we've been doing it for a while, we come out and they were like, "Hey, the fucking hell are these lads?" You know, these lads can do a bit, you know, because we kind of learned it in pubs and stuff, you know. People say, well, you know, what are you going to be like when you get on the big stage? Well, then we'll see what you like. And I always say, well, I'll tell you what, we'll see what you like when you're playing down the West End of Morecambe, playing heavy rock music to a bunch of people that don't want to listen to heavy rock music. That's when you know. That's when you learn what you're doing.
100%.
You get booed off stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, yeah. So Burnley Sanctuary, yeah.
We were the same around you, where when we started off 16, 17, we were playing pubs and doing covers and stuff. It was fucking brutal because you're basically the human jukebox, and you like, so they're shouting, they're fucking shouting for stuff that you haven't got in your set. And when they don't hear it, they almost want to sing it for you. Like, well, get out the fucking I'll fucking sing it now, like, you know. So that's what it was like in Wales.
Are you going to tell what?
I was going to tell you. I know you're going to tell. I was going to tell you a funny story about a gig we played in Wales. Funnily enough, where was it?
Colwyn Bay.
Colwyn Bay. We played, and we played with a band called Inferno, who were a three-piece. They were an incredible band, and it was kind of a Wetherspoon sports bar type place. And this promoter, he had rock bands on up until about 11:30 at night. And then at midnight, a DJ came in, and it was like the cheapest beer in town, and it turned into a full-on rave spot. So we're playing away, and about flipping 11:15, it just fills up with all these, oh man, rough people. Pregnant women, smoking, drinking, you know. We're playing, I think we're playing a cover, I think we're playing Back in Black. We're full into it. And this woman launched herself at us at the stage and just started grabbing all the power leads and pulling them out of the walls.
Just unplugging stuff.
Get off! Get off!
Yeah.
Pulling all the wires out of everything.
Yeah.
We're just like, what the?
I think that was the night in the van on the way back. We were like, we have got to get more selective about our gigs now. There's got to be some vetting process going on here. We can't just say yes to anything anymore.
She went out of her mind, didn't she? She just lost her shit.
Oh, yeah, well.
She wanted us off. Get off.
Yeah, my mother guessed like I bet when she's had a couple. Honestly.
I know I knew your face from somewhere.
We did something similar. We played in a place called it's called Bonamine in Swansea. I've said this story before, so Shane knows what I'm going to say. We turned up. We were only about 17, 18 years of age.
Yeah.
So we couldn't drive. We had somebody take us to the gig, and we were like, "Whoa, we're going away!" It was only like fucking 20 minutes down the road.
Big gig.
We turn up at this pub, and we start busting out the covers as you do. And halfway through the set, I'm playing, and my back's up against the window, and I look out the window, and a fucking chicken just flies through the air. So that was the start of it. These kids were like literally playing football with this chicken, and we're like mid-set playing. So anyway, try and speed the story up and kind of, you know, paint a picture of what type of place this was. We get towards the end of the set. The landlord is fucking losing his shit. So we played back in the day, Tramp's Vest, Stereophonics.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and that was it. It was like literally we'd fucking set the place alight. He took his top off. He got on the pool table, didn't he, Shane? He's fucking screaming his head off. Yeah, more life, all that bullshit. Next thing you know, he fucking tear gassed the venue. This is the landlord.
Gospel. This is gospel.
Of course he did.
That's great.
Fucking
Yeah,
yes.
evacuated the pub. Fucking eyes are burning. Everything. We're all outside going, "Oh, what do we do wrong?" And then there's a local who basically went, "He loves you. He never tear gasses a place unless he loves the band."
Seal of approval.
Oh, what a compliment, eh?
We must have stayed outside for about, I don't know, 30 minutes. And they open up the windows and for the gate. And then it was like nothing happened. Right, carry on, pick up your instruments, start with Trumpets again. You're like, oh, then you shit yourself
great.
trying to play it. You're like, should we play it?
Yeah.
What's he going to do? Is he going to start shooting us?
Yeah, what's the...
I fucking love him!
That was beanbag guns.
But it comes back to what Adam said. Then you start choosing your gigs really fucking wisely, like, you know. So
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
fun.
So sorry. Have you two always played in bands together from your teens then?
We were saying this to Danny the other day. We went to school together. We both started in bands around tinkering, like around 14, 15, Shane, something like that. Played a couple of random gigs, and then we started our first proper band at 16. We started making tickets. We hung around with like older rockers. We were 16, and they said, "You want to get the London boys? If you stay in Wales, you're fucked." So we went right.
You'll get tear gassed.
Yeah, we were like, we got to go to London. We got to go to London. So we didn't actually know what we were doing. We managed to get a gig with an old band called Sex in Covent Garden Rock Garden, you know, proper, like they were old school with the cod piece and all of that. And it was fucking great. So we went up to London on a 52-seater coach, packed. And we were like, yeah, we've played London. And that was kind of the tipping point. Then we were like, right, this is what we got to do. We got to fill buses and obviously make promoters shitloads of money. And that was it. Like it was. So then we were in a band together till we were about 19. Kind of strayed off then. Just life kind of took us on different paths. And then we got back together in 2013, 2014.
Right.
And started the CROWS. So it was like,
Wicked, eh?
you know, everybody gone off on those paths like you guys were on about earlier. We'd gone on to different bands, different genres. You start learning like what you don't like. You start learning about touring, etc., etc. And then when we started the CROWS, it was almost like we had a bit more of an head on. We knew where we came from. We knew what we wanted in the band. And it just became more like a family. And it's been like that ever since. So yeah.
And the rest is history. All right.
Yeah,
I didn't
man.
know that.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's interesting that you say you sort of, you know, where you wanted to go when you came back, and you was there kind of any specific vision, or not specific vision, but did you sort of say, right, this is the kind of music I want to write, or we want to write, and this is what we want to do. We want to be just a straight ahead rock and roll outfit, you know. I like less metal or prog, or is that the kind of background you'd been through before forming the CROWS? Or
I mean, me personally, I'd gone through like I think early like 2000s pop punk. Shane went on a singer-songwriter journey. So he was playing everything when he Shane, from like country to so it was just completely different paths. I met back up with Shane knows a bunch of rockers, really cool guys, and they fucking poisoned me with like AC/DC and Iggy Pop and just all the good stuff. And I was like, oh, this is great. I fucking just want to smash my drums. Like, so when I hooked back up with Shane and we were kind of doing this band, I'd already kind of had a clear idea of what type of drummer I wanted to be, what type of music does it for me. The business side, you're a lot more savvier. You know, to kind of keep your band as a family and just be careful on the outside, if you know what I mean, like, you know. So it was just it was a great learning curve, taking everything that we grew up as kids and then coming into this, and we just enjoyed every second. Like when we met you boys we genuinely made a list. We looked at all the bands that were wicked, and you were on the list. And we were like, We were like, oh, we want to play. No, that's genuine. No, there's no thing. We made a fucking
He's reading
list.
out a script.
I am not. No, we definitely wanted to get a gig with you guys, and Mark got us on Sin City.
That's it,
down
yeah.
in Swansea.
World's
So that
best
was,
loading.
yeah. So that was the fucking hell, that fire.
Hand load out, yeah.
So that was kind of the mission. Just we didn't really have a plan, did we, Shane? It was, let's go and record an album without playing any gigs. Let's just go and fucking record in Rockfield. So
I only ask that because Shane's a kind of singer that could I gotta adapt to any kind of genre. I would say so. You had that kind of flexibility to be whatever band you kind of wanted, really.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. But it was what was apparent. I didn't come into this with the CROWS thinking, oh, we got to be this, we got to be that. What was apparent was when we were kids and we were doing our own material, the songs were good and that chemistry was good, and writing songs was easy. Then you come away from that and then you go and work with other people, and then it's not as easy. And then there's always someone with a strong mind of how the band should be run, and it doesn't really match up to the rest. And then all of a sudden there's these little arguments and cracks form, and but it does. And then, so you got to go away sometimes, to come back and then realize, holy shit, we had something really special there.
Yeah.
And then as Ronnie said, all those years, the experience, the maturity comes into play. You all go and experience other things, and we got back together, and it was just a case of, fucking hell, we got some songs here. Let's go and record an album in Rockfield. And we did that first. And then thought,
that was
right, I'm back there. Go on, bud.
Sorry, Shane. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I do apologise.
I'm
just saying that must have been a great feeling. That must have been a great feeling when you came back together and you were like, you know what, I've missed this. This feels great again. To have been away and to have gone through all that and come back, and then you're like, yes, this must have been a buzz, I imagine.
Yeah, because you can go your whole life without having that relationship with certain people, and it was just a click. But it's always been there. Like Ronnie said, we were in school as people, we clicked, and then as musicians, there was just a synchronicity. There was just an idea, and sometimes I'll only have to look at Ronnie a certain way, and he knows where I'm going to take a song, or even pick up a tempo, or it's just spontaneously live. Sometimes is the best, because you can't recreate that in a recording studio, not all the time anyway. And it just proved them what a good band we were live, because it was just natural. It was just instinctively, let's go there, instead of planning, right, stop everyone, you do 4 bars of this. No, let's just see what happens. Just jam it out, let's see what happens.
It's great to have that in a drummer as well. Because you sort of direct the band really with you control the tempo, the feel of everything, and I kind of have a similar sort of thing with my brother. I've always played with Alex, and I just can't imagine writing. Well, I can't imagine writing with other people, but I can imagine it'll be a lot harder than it is with Alex, because like you say, you get that unspoken connection that just you can only get through time playing together, really, and it's brilliant. Yeah. Not take that for granted. Yeah.
We've known China Boys for like 20 years, so it's. You start adding that to the puzzle, and then Lloyd now, Jesus Christ, I've known him for I don't know how long.
I mean, he's obviously only in the band because he's very good looking, isn't he?
He's a beautiful human being, yeah. But he's younger.
I seen his guns the other day on the internet. I seen him like this flexing. Fucking poser.
But he had all the so obviously Lloyd's he's younger than us, and he had all the enthusiasm of, like, he loves all Aerosmith, he loves all the 80s bands. And so when we went to Rockfield, it's like, we're dads, and we've come from like mortgages and family lives, same as and then Lloyd was fucking a breath of fresh air, because he was like rock and roll and fucking party on and all of that. And it was just like, I don't know, it just gave us an energy then. So we were like, this is fucking great. What a connection. And I'm glad we did Yeah, I'm glad we did the recording first because it was almost like a bonding. Rockfield was like a very expensive fucking holiday camp.
Therapy.
But yeah, we wouldn't, obviously same as you guys. I've heard you say it in past interviews, and you've said it on your shows and stuff, where you're always making mistakes and you're constantly trying to put it right. It's just part of the game, innit? You can look back and go, fuck, if we wouldn't have done that, we could have saved money, or if we wouldn't have done that. But eventually we got there, and that was to get out on the road and start gigging, like I said, with bands like you, and like we did that Swansea gig. I think we managed to nab another one off Mr. Crazy Cowboy Alec up in Nottingham. And it starts knocking on doors, and you get in the right places and you start getting the record deal. Then we were out in Ibiza with you boys, and we were like, fuck, we're gonna be label mates now. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I got the plane with you guys, because I flew separately from the rest of the guys, and I was in Birmingham, and I saw you on the beers at about 8 in the morning.
8 in the morning.
Yeah. I was like, yes, that's where I want to be. I'll just sort of remember me, But it was, it was cool. I remember you telling me then, and that was amazing. It was great to hear.
I mean, we did we did a bit of an interview today, and one of the questions was, if you could change anything about the past however many years you've been going as a band, what would you change? And the answer was
the singer.
Yeah, the singer. Yeah. to be honest, nothing. I wouldn't change anything, because all the holes you fall down, and all the mistakes you make, you don't learn lessons unless you make these massive errors and you meet assholes and you deal with people. If everything goes swimmingly from start all the time, you sooner or later you're going to come a cropper, aren't you? And I wouldn't change anything, or else I wouldn't be here now, and you wouldn't be there now if you'd have changed things. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree. You're totally right. Yeah,
absolutely agree.
So
Go on,
Ron.
I was going to say your album. Is that what you were going to say? Or?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yes, we're on the same fucking page. Excellent.
So let's be honest, boys. Let's talk about this album now. This super duper album we've done.
They're trying to get rid of us again.
Sorry.
No. It's got all the colours of the rainbow. It's like Skittles, isn't it?
It is like an acid. Some sort of horrible acid trip. Yeah.
So where does this rank, boys? And all the albums we've done, I would say you're going to say it's the best we've done, obviously. But what I'm saying is,
the best.
What's so different and special about this new album?
Well, something we have in common, really. Colin and Chris, we've always worked with the same. Other than the very first album we did that was done in a rough old studio in an industrial estate, and it was great at the time. It was like you say, like it's what you can afford, and we made the best of it. And then we did 3 albums with a top guy in Doncaster, Axis Studios, a guy called Matt Ellis, and it was great. But we just wanted to try something different, After 3 albums, same studio, same. We didn't want to fall into the comfortable, getting too comfortable trap. And
I think a lot of it was as amazing as going to Matt was. We always had constraints, probably like you boys. We probably could have got something different with Matt if we could have given him the same length of time we gave Colin and Chris, but we weren't in a position to, because we didn't have a label and we went to work. So we were always going to Matt with, well, can you fit us in for 3 days here?
Yeah.
And can you fit us in for a week there? And it's like, you don't have time to produce it. We couldn't afford a producer anyway. So you don't have time to produce it properly. You just got to nail it first time. And if it's a good take, that's what you're going with, kind of a job,
Yeah.
But the beauty of with Chris and Colin, and well, yourselves, we'd never, apart from working with your man Mike Exeter on a track, who you guys know well, we'd never worked with a producer before. Adam had produced everything, which was amazing, but to work with 2 producers like Chris and Colin was absolutely mind-blowing. Blew my mind. I was very, very skeptical, I've got to be honest. I thought, these guys are going to come in and tell us everything, that we're going to tell us to change things. I don't want to change things. I'm going to end up being pissed off. They're going to have a vision for things I don't want. I'm going to go, no, I'm not doing that. But it wasn't like that at all. It was incredible. I loved it. Every second of it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Did your brother go in first, Ad, or?
He went in for a day, but then for the first week, everyone was there. We all piled in, and we got the we spent a couple of days just on the arrangements of the songs, which was, I think, the single biggest difference that we had this album, and we could all just focus on that, trim the fat. You know, we got pretty brutal with some bits. It was like, nah, that verse, does it need to be as long as that? No, right, cut it in half. Let's see what that sounds like. Cut that bar out. That bit's a bit poor. It's letting the song down. Got rid of it. And all of a sudden, the songs just took on like an energy and like just trimming the fat. Really, that was it. And that we'd never had that before. You know?
I think one of the best things was, and it was Chris Clancy. He said, I'm a fresh pair of ears. You've been working on these songs for the last 2 years or whatever. You've heard them a million times. You don't really have a say on the songs, because you however you've written them, that's how you think they're going to go. But he's a brand new set of ears, and people only get to hear these songs for the first time once. So we played them for him, and he probably did the same as you did. He was there with his notepad, and he wrote all the notes down immediately, and he's like, that, I don't like that, that changed that. And we're thinking, really? And then when you think about it, he's like, you're right, yeah. He's sort of becoming, he's impartial, isn't he?
Yeah.
And it's such a big revelation, yeah.
I don't know if you found it, but Chris was by far the most brutal of the pair in terms of that was shit, lads.
Slippers he used to wear. I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, they were brutal. They were, yeah.
I mean, I can't. I'm not one to criticise or talk about footwear.
Oh, fucking hell, Baz.
Hello. Yeah, I'm on the telly, Mum. I'm on the telly. Told you not to ring me. Yeah. All right. See you later.
Ah, you bastard.
That's the most dad thing you'll ever see on this CrowCast.
Well, it's a running
What are you on about?
It's a running joke because our good friend, we do a quiz on a Saturday, and he loves Crocs. So when I seen Baz put him up the other day, I was like, oh no, for fuck's sake. It's been like a running joke with both of them.
Those damn Crocs, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was that you said somebody keeps telling you to make them, didn't they? Those
yeah,
damn Crocs.
They do. No.
Oh, I'd have to do it.
No.
I'd have a pair. Get them made. Make me a pair.
But what was it like? Go on.
The recording studio. I mean, how great up in Sneap's place.
Oh, incredible! That guy is living the dream. I don't know what. It's like if I pictured my perfect living environment. That's it. It was just a reality, wasn't it? It's an amazing town.
Yeah.
Belper was a beautiful place, and the pubs were nice.
And what's that place? Colin took us to the.
Was it Thai?
That's Thai restaurant.
Yeah.
Colin's the fastest eater in the world, isn't he?
Yes.
Did you find that? He eats everything about 5 seconds flat.
He loves a meal as well, which is great. He loves a good meal out. Like, are we eating out tonight, chaps?
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
You'd ask the question, Chris, how long left? Chris, should we
yeah.
When he gets home, his missus has him back in the cellar. Go on, Colin, you've been out for a week. Get back in the cellar. Go on, I'm in the cellar.
But we loved it, man, because you're in that Judas Priest room. You got all that gear. You capture the vibe. Because I don't know if we've seen you see to really to see if the process was similar or whether you've seen Clancy on you. But we were just in the room. You jam it out. When you get that buzz, then bang, get into the other
straight
room.
In.
Oh man, what a wicked vibe, especially from a drummer. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think we kind of nicked your formula, really, because I don't know if Colin and Chris had done it that way before, but they said we did it like this with the CROWS, and it got like you say, it got that energy, and we were well up for that. The two kits set up, and then you you just jump straight from one to the other while it's going, because once the drum energy's there, it's like everything has to match that. It's a great way of doing it. Brilliant.
It was the best. Like we've already talked about the next record, we'd have to, even if we didn't record it there or whatever, that you'd have to get that vibe. Because it doesn't matter. You've both done it before. You have demoitis. You could demo for 2 years in your houses and jam it in rooms. But that was fucking special. That was because when you make those little adjustments and they feel great, it's like writing a brand new song yet again. It might be the same one you've been jamming for ages, but you're like, oh my God, that sounded amazing. And especially maybe a top line or something like you might do, Baz, or Shane would do. It takes them in a different place. Oh, wicked, I got a vibe for that. Or there's a new melody. And then for me, then I'm proper buzzing off that. So I'm like, oh, and Clancy was like, get him in the room. You know, and it's great, man, because it was like a collective of energy. Because then Chris's fucking Colin's getting excited, going, "Oh, this is great! You know, this is great. This is
playing air
great."
guitar.
Yeah. Oh, I'd be
Colin.
playing, and he's going, "Yes, Chris, give it the deep purple, give it the deep purple, Phil, the big."
Yeah. That's what you want to see, though, isn't it? You want to see that like almost teenager like level of excitement and enthusiasm for it. You know, you hear about this legendary producer, and we'd never met the guy before, other than when we came to chat with us in Blackpool when we did that gig in October, I think. Yeah. And you paint this picture of a guy in your head. It's safe to say he was absolutely nothing like it, really. You know, it's just not easy. You know,
what a guy.
Like, are you really Colin? You know, the Slipknot machine head dude. You know,
yeah, just a master of making you feel at ease. That was the thing that I never realized about producing. It's just not just about the music. It's about working you as people and
people management,
getting the best out of you and creating an environment and the way for you to feel comfortable. And that was what made it amazing. Yeah.
And his year, boys, was brilliant. It was spot on in moments because he would pick out little things that it's hard to explain, but even like a tuning of a snare, he could just hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Just dropped it. Oh, fuck. Wow.
I was watching him in it, and he'd be listening to it because he's got one good ear, hasn't he? So he'd be like that.
Yeah.
I always like that.
And they'd be like, just pull a dB out at about 4K, and then all of a sudden it's just like that's it. And then you can't hear it. Us mere mortals can't really hear that difference. But then when it's in the mix and everything, you think that sounds insane. You know, it's unbelievable talent. You know.
Yeah, and for us, you could feel it elevating because you could be doing one idea. Colin's having a tidy up because he loves a fucking tidy up, like so he's cleaning up, and then the next thing you know, bang, he's just completely flipped it and gone, "Oh, I don't know about that." And like Clancy's like, no, it's fine, mate. And then we're trying to steam on. No, Chris, I what if we try this? And then all of a sudden, that what if we try this leads to something else, and wow, like, do you know what I mean? It was fucking mad.
I mean, it still blows my mind to think just where where you've come from and you meet these guys and they are regular normal guys. Colin's just a nice normal guy, but when you sit back and look at his resume, even now I think, did we really make an album with that guy? Colin Richardson. That guy has worked with everybody in the biggest bands in the fucking world. It's still like, no wonder he's good. He's good for a reason. That's why he works for these bands. Still blows my mind, you know. It's incredible.
So you're dead chuffed with
Who
it.
the fuck would want to work with us?
Oh yeah, very. Me speaking personally, I kind of wasn't with the previous album. I never came away feeling like that was as good as it could have been, really. But there was a few other things going on with the band at the time, and it was. But it was just a weird album for me personally. It did well, you know. I mean, I can't argue with that. But it did come out sounding like what I wanted, really. But this time around, it just seemed to flow. You know, it just seemed to be like it was all good. You know, from day one, everything we were putting down, the songs, as soon as the drums were going down, I was like, I'm gonna be happy here.
Everything was there. Ticked all boxes. Quality, the studio time. Time is a thing, isn't it? You know, when you go into the studio and you know that you've got the next 2 months, you can just relax and be able to relax and not worry about having to go to the studio and then get back home and get up for work at whatever time in the morning and then come back the next night to do a bit more singing or whatever. Just fit it in where you can. You're just there for the duration. Being able to live in was, I mean, did you do that at Rockfield? You'll have done that at Rockfield, did you?
Mm-hmm.
That was new for us. That's what little things like that make a massive difference, don't they?
Yeah, but there's no better feeling, is it? Because it's not even about the success of the album as such, but coming out there of the studio as a musician and you're just happy with what you've done. blew your expectations out the water. There's no better feeling, is there? Because you go in there and think, oh, how is this going to pan out? And like you said, meeting new people, what's that going to influence? Is it going to be the proper wagons? Is it going to? But then to walk out of there thinking, do you know what? That was. If we did it again, it still wouldn't be as good. You caught something, captured something. That's the best feeling in the world, regardless of the success. You're walking up,
and you've got it forever as well.
Yes,
you know, like you said, regardless of the success, it's like whatever happens, I've got this forever now to play and say, look what we've done.
If you come out of the studio entirely satisfied and feeling you have done the best you can, it's the best you've ever sounded, then there's no greater reward. You're absolutely right.
That's right, man.
It was great.
I can't wait to hear it, boys. I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, I'll tell you a funny little story. Oh, sorry, Shane. I'll go back to Colin and Chris 1 second. There's a song at the end of the album called A Matter of Time, and ironically, it's 8 minutes long. Never written an 8 minute long song before, but right at the end, I'd written these kind of like, I'd sung like a bit of a chorus at the beginning of this end section, and right at the end of the song, I wanted to come back in twice as hard with the vocals, like really giving it loads. And Chris says, I remember watching this documentary about this band that made this video. They made, to get the most out of his voice, to make him sound really, really emotional. It made him run around a bit. So they made me run from the studio, out of the studio, up the drive to that gate, and I had to run all the way flipping back again. And he had the microphone set up. I ran straight in the door, straight to the microphone, and had to scream these words out after running up that hill. That hill is brutal.
It is
absolutely brutal.
It's a steep hill, yeah.
It's like that, isn't it? Like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was like,
but it worked though, yeah.
But it was ace. Yeah, and it came out, and I was just, if you hear it, you know, it just sounds so dramatic. You know, it was such a great little tricks like that was what I loved it.
It was just the fact that there was nothing nothing was off the table really. Do whatever, try whatever, you know, and it felt really creative. You know, it was just. Yeah, and it was an incredible experience. I mean, the guys talked a lot about you guys as well. I mean, it was that was cool as well, you know, because it felt like we're part of a movement almost, you know.
Yeah.
And it was great as well when we were there. Your reviews were coming out and your videos were coming out, so they were like,
and also how good the album sounded.
The Crow's got a video out. Let's check it out. Or, got this review, and you know, and your campaign's rolling along as we're recording, so they're buzzing for it all coming out, you know.
And everyone's saying how good it's sounding and how tight the production is. And so that not that we had any doubts over the results anyway, but you know, it was just great to hear the results. You know, like this is some of their like immediately recent work, and it just sounds. Just killer, you know.
Amazing. That's really cool. It's great to speak to people who have experienced what we've done, Ron, isn't it? Because it's kind of select people that do that, and then you try and explain it to somebody else who has no idea about recording studios, and they just don't get it sometimes, you know. So it's great to chat with you, boys.
Well, it's the God's honest truth, boys. All the guests we've had on, and we've had Mike on, and we've had Clancy on, and stuff like that. But we knew when you boys would come on, we'd be able to proper get into this. Do you know what I mean? Because we knew your record coming out. No, because it's almost like that buzz factor of, you know, you seen that, you did that, did you do that? Do you know what I mean? It was because you'll get everything we pictured. You walked around there, you slept there. Andy Sneap, what a class guy. You know, Shane, I stayed in the
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. You pour your heart and soul out into a guitar solo, Andy. You mind having a listen to this, you know? And it's it's all right. Yeah, it's all right. Back to changing the pickup in a 80.
Back to turning his Marshall up to 12.
Yeah. Or playing
fucking hell.
I don't know if he was doing it when you were boys were there. He was playing Judas Priest till 2 o'clock in the morning, loud. I'm talking like, yes. Do you know what I mean? Fuck.
He's just a teenager, isn't he? He's never grown up. It's amazing.
Living the dream. Absolutely.
It was surreal for me because I got there a little bit just before the boys, and I kind of thought, oh, you know, it's the first time I hadn't been with the band. You know, you're going into a new thing. The band ain't there. And like, I literally got on our group, didn't I, Shane? I was going, I can't wait for you all to get here. This is unreal. I was walking around with a camera, excited. And then what topped it for me was Andy telling me loads of stories about Priest and showing me his videos and the curtains dropping and all of that vibe.
Oh yeah.
And then it was the first night I went, me and Shane slept in the back room, you know, like when you go into the door, there's like a ensuite, yeah, beautiful fucking ensuite shower. We nabbed that room, we did. So that was our room, that was. But it's just mad the first night when he was like, you all right? I was like, yeah, well, good, man. Right, good night then. And then off he went to bed. He went up his proper staircase. I went in the room and I phoned my wife. Yeah, man. I phoned my wife. I said, there's two things. And she said, what? I said, number one, it's a bit fucking surreal. I said, you know, Andy Sneap's going upstairs and he's done this and he's produced that and he's engineered that. And I've just said goodnight to him, which is fucking weird. I said, secondly, there's a cat outside, which I'm fucking petrified of.
Was it George? That's it, George, wasn't it?
Yeah, George.
Yeah.
George.
He had the personality of a Bengal tiger, didn't he? He was just like...
It's like you go outside and you couldn't see him, but all of a sudden you...
Yeah.
He's there somewhere.
I'll have to send you over the next couple of days. I've got 4 or 5 chain photos of George where I'm on the phone. I've said to my wife, he's fucking you know. And he jumped onto the wall. And then literally I've flipped the phone around and I've taken photos as he's fucking charging towards me. And I fucking run in the car.
Didn't Snape say? Didn't he lock himself in the oven? Did it get in the oven or somewhere and managed to shut the door? Did he hide the cat food in the oven?
He
managed to get in the oven.
Yeah, he got in the oven and
he got in the oven and the door shut.
Did he tell you about the farmer?
Oh, I'm not sure. No, I don't
farmer
know.
knocked his door and said, "You're gonna have to have a word. You're gonna have to have a word. You're gonna have to fucking sort your cat out because he was chasing the sheep. Is that right, Shane? Fucking." Playing
like fucking great. Brilliant. Oh yeah.
So Friday is the big release day, boys. You all excited?
Yeah, it's kind of crept up on us really. Just been well, there they are again.
It is
like Starburst, aren't they? And it was like just being so busy. It's almost like, oh yeah, it's out on Friday, you know, and you get your head so wrapped around all the single releases and things, and then you forget there's like, oh yeah, there's 8 songs that people haven't heard, you know.
It has been weird. It has been weird. It was a big conversation we had about whether to release the album
at all,
you know, with the whole lockdown thing. You know, I haven't been able to play. Last time we played any amount of shows to promote it and in stores and stuff like that, but this time there's just nothing. Which, in a kind of a way, like I said at the beginning, it does force your hand to be creative and think outside the box and do these weird and wonderful things, and that's been loads of fun. But I do feel, you know, it has been a shame we couldn't have gigged. But again, you know, we said as well, people, I don't want to let this stop us putting music out. People want to hear music, and you know, I want to give people something to look forward to, our fans something to look forward to, you know, and just try and keep a sense of normality and don't be beaten by it. Don't let this thing beat you. You know, we're putting it out regardless, kind of a thing.
Well, like I said earlier, you kept yourselves creative. I mean, you did the. I've got a photo of it by you, so look out or duck. So I've got the.
We've got gig that.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah,
it was brilliant. That was. Who came up with the idea?
I was to slim down a bit.
I don't think we could take credit for any of that video. It was done by a guy called Paul White, who. He drums in Bootyard Bandits.
Wow,
and,
did he do that?
Yeah,
he did that. Yeah.
He did one for Bootyard.
Yeah.
And we were like, that's ace, that. And I think Terry, our manager, just said, I'll ask him if he wants to do one for you guys. And and under quite a short time frame as well.
I think the Bootyard one. I mean, obviously he was gigging and doing other things at the time, but the Bootyard one took about a year. We said to him, "Would you make us one? We need it done in 4 weeks." He went, "Yeah, I'll have a go." Wow. And it's only the second, one he's ever done. And he said to us, he said, "I'm just kind of doing it, making it up as I go along, if you like." But you wouldn't think so. The guy is such a talent. What an incredibly creative guy.
Wow,
he's done a mega job. Yeah. Big love to him. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Have you got like a making of or anything on your Patreon or?
There's a short thing on YouTube. It's mainly all Paul because we had nothing to do with it really, other than our mugs being sort of modelled on Lego characters. But he did everything really. So I was saying to him actually, like, you should be. I think it's just because it was under such a tight time frame, he couldn't document much of the process himself, really. But he was he's the guy to talk to about this, really. I mean, just go check his stuff out. Paul White, he's incredible.
Yeah, totally guy. And very lucky we knew him, because we're lucky enough to get the In It Together video out before lockdown happened, and then we sort of decided to put the album out anyway, but we never really paid any thought to videos. We thought, we're like, oh no, what are we going to do? We're going to have no idea. Took some thinking about, And then, of course, the green screen one was another idea without, we could sort of social distance a bit and keep away from each other, but still make a video. But yeah, they made for kind of weird and wonderful videos, I thought.
That's you, that is, Adam, isn't it? That's you've got into the whole video editing.
Oh, I have, but not. That video wasn't me. That was done by a guy called John Heaney of HH Films, and again, that time frame on that was even shorter. I think it was like a week. So, in fact, it was a week, and he came down. I mean, I am not Steven Spielberg here. I just someone's got to learn how to do the video editing stuff, and I'm like, well, he's still
going to be me, is it?
He's still got a Commodore 64, so I'm like, I better do it like.
Where do you put your tapes in?
Yeah, but I enjoy that. I just enjoy being creative. That's it, really. Obviously, no way near as much as the audio side of stuff, but I don't dislike doing that. It's all right. And I'm a control freak, so
So on the record though, boys, have you boys got personally your own favorite songs? Are they different? Are they the same? What's the favorite song on the new record?
For me, I think I've got a track called Pressure, and it's just like, it kind of sums up what I'd like people to think about our band. Really, it's sort of it's up tempo, it's a rocker, but it's also a bit punky, a bit quite melodic. I don't know really. If I could only play anybody one Wagon song to try to sort of win them over, it would probably be that song. So that I guess is kind of makes it my my go-to favorite track, really.
Yeah, I don't know really. It's probably a matter of time again. The big long one at the end. I know. It's a personal song, a personal song. That's probably the main reason why it's my favorite, and I'm immensely proud of it, because it's pretty different to anything we've ever done. Again, it's 8 minutes long. We're not an 8-minute song band, are we? Somehow we've managed to write this song, and it doesn't feel like 8 minutes, which is I'm dead proud of it. It's got different parts to it, and Adam's solos in it are incredible, and I don't know, I just really feel it. Oh, hey, what a dickhead. Yeah, probably that one. Yeah, in a matter of time. Yeah, I love it.
Class. I think that.
Oh, great.
Before I talk about the broadcast that we're all doing, Yurik have just sent me. We've got a CrowCast exclusive. Just in, House of Noise has been reduced for the CrowCast fans and Wagons fans. So go over to Yurik.com
They don't miss a trick, do they?
.com/wagon. Sorry, boys, I'm following the boss's instructions.
It's not even out yet. It's not even out yet, and it's in the bargain bin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
I know my phone is
now.
They're obviously watching us now because my phone is flashing like hell. Get the excuse.
It's like the online. It's like at the online petrol station in that basket, isn't it? Yeah. Already.
But in a couple of weeks, boys, we get to kind of meet up, socially distancing. And we get to do the Roxy Asylum.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's going to be
mega.
It's all, obviously it's not there's no audience, so you're obviously going to miss that, but it's literally as close as we're going to have come to doing a live gig in 4-5 months, so and that's the longest in 10 years that we've never played live, so really ready for that one.
Fair planner, it's going to be great. I can't wait. I mean, we've been around on the scene with, let's say, we've played with you plenty of times. We've never played with Stone Broken before, which is looking forward to. They're a top flight band, and I always loved them. Like they've loads of success. So I think the bill's ace. I've always wanted to play a gig with those guys. It's just never happened. these things happen, don't they? I think it'll be mega.
Yeah, they were
I
great.
think
We
so
went out
too,
on the tour. They were fantastic. Fair play. Same as you guys, really down to earth. That helps that there's like, you know, so just makes everything run more smoother, like, you
Of
know.
course it does, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it makes a big difference. Yeah, it's going to be great. And that's kind of your home. You sold that out last year, didn't you? Was that you sold out the Asylum, didn't you?
No.
That must have been a hell of a.
KKs.
KK's
That was KK's, wasn't it? I do apologise.
Yeah,
All right,
No,
KK.
yeah.
But even so, flipping heck. Wow,
It's funny
I bet that
actually
was a
because our manager, which he'll probably watch this now, he got offered the gig at his gaff, and he was like, "Oh, yeah." He didn't know whether he didn't know how the tickets would go, and then obviously when he turned up the KKs and it was fucking rammed, he was like, "Ah, no."
Yeah. Oh dear.
Unlucky.
Hey.
Unlucky. So
What's
yeah,
KK's like? What's good
amazing
venue? Is it?
boys. Yeah,
great
it was-
venue,
Yeah,
brilliant
Alright.
venue.
it
Yeah, I've
just
heard a lot of stuff about it. Like,
it felt really cool because the tour we wanted to kind of, I don't know, it was all over the shop with us because it was like we were keeping it small. Then we sold it out, same as you guys would. It was like bang, the fans were straight on, and we were like, "Wow, that's incredible!" And then it just seemed to start. Oh, we'll go to another venue. We'll go to another venue. But some of the venues, obviously, because of the timings and the bookings of other bands playing it, you
Yeah.
couldn't upgrade them. So it was a really bizarre tour where we maybe playing a really crammed like Newcastle gig, but by the time we got to Wolverhampton, it was just like, you know, big stage, big
Yeah.
room. So yeah, and then we got to actually use the new backdrop, which didn't you know, it wasn't
looks
cheap.
ace. That, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
No, they're not, are they?
Fucking yeah.
And you did the Dome as well in London, didn't you? Tufnell Park, was it?
That was cool.
Oh.
Very good venue. Very
Yeah,
good
great
venue.
venue,
That
that.
was. Never
Yeah,
played
yeah.
there. I don't know if you guys have. It was yet again.
Yeah,
another one.
we played there I think the year before, was it? And never heard of the place, and turned up and walked in. It's just like that. It's like that classic venue, just absolute big high stage, big square room, like an old
Springy floor, isn't it?
It's just
Like,
mega, absolute. I don't know, probably my favourite night of that tour we played when we played there. That was jumping, that place, insane, loved it. Yeah, great venue.
Yeah, I love that. Fair play. But yeah, the broadcast is going to be really interesting. That's it's new territory for us. I know you guys kind of you did the web one the other day. I don't know what the vibes were like playing, because obviously you were doing the green screen and where this is actually a gig now and it's getting live broadcasted, like, you know.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's the fact that it's truly live, and it's not like I'm going to film it, edit it, put it out later. It's like you watch it now or you'd never watch it. You know, that's why it's so so exciting, really. You know, it's like, you know, you only get one go at it. Yeah, and
I mean, we recorded a live set for Rambling Man, and that was like a social distance gig. That was in a venue with all five of us on stage playing live, a full set. And what I found was weird, Shane, was when you finish singing a song, you've naturally got the crowd and the atmosphere, so you can go quiet and get a drink, and the band can go quiet, but people are cheering or whatever. But as soon as when there's nobody there, as soon as you stop singing, it's and then it's like, oh, there's nothing there. And as sad as that sounds, it's weird because you feel automatically like you have to fill the sound a bit, and I started to not panic, but you're thinking, oh, I should be saying something, or because there's no other sound. It's just bizarre. You're trying to keep the atmosphere going, but there is no atmosphere because there's no crowd.
Yeah.
It was a bit weird. But you know,
Wow.
whatever.
Like you said, but we just got to adapt, haven't we? You know, I'm just glad we got the opportunity to do it.
Oh yeah.
And these other sort of drive-in shows that we got, we
yeah.
don't know how it's going to pan out. We just don't. But that's the beauty of it. Like you said, Adam, you know, just plug in and play and see what happens. One shot.
Yeah,
to go.
of course,
So,
absolutely. Yeah, you've got to be at the forefront of these things, trying these new things. I mean, who knows how it's going to go down? But at least you're doing it, and you're the ones on the stage, and you're on the posters, and you're out there making a noise, and that is the main thing, isn't it? Absolutely.
like you said, Shane, it's just to be asked and to get the opportunities. That we don't take that for granted at all. You know, really, really humbled. It's really cool,
Exactly.
and it's such a strong bill. You know, like
It
just
is.
seeing everywhere, like going, yes, it's the, you know, these three bands, like.
Well,
it's
when
gonna
we
be great.
initially had the offer, we were only saying no because we were honest on the last CrowCast. We were only saying no because we were behind everybody else because obviously Wales was still on like a 5-mile restriction. So we were trying to
right.
work out. So that was literally it because I don't know whether it came across clear last week, but a few people went, well, why would you say no? We never say no to that. That's an amazing bill. But it was the realistic factor of we haven't been in a room since February. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you go from that and then all of a sudden you get into 26 days, me and you were laughing saying the count, 25 or 26 days to number one work off all the brisket and the cakes I've been baking.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? And,
Is that why you're wearing a red t-shirt in a red room, Ronnie?
yeah, man.
So it's not as obvious.
That's what I said.
We're black slaves.
Yeah.
At least they don't look like a pair of bloody ice cream men. We didn't do this on purpose, honestly.
But yeah, it was
in our
really,
hazmat suits.
in our hazmat suits. It was really daunting when we had the offer because it was just the fact of fuck. Do you know what I mean? Normally we'd be all over that, and it's like that's amazing, what an opportunity. And we've been waiting for the right thing to kind of do. Something to get our teeth in, something new, like you boys say, you know, a new challenge. How can you make it work? And then when we did get the offer, we were like, shit, because we were just trying to work out the logistics of, well, how are we gonna rehearse? Because there's still no rehearsal rooms in Wales. See, there's no halls, no rehearsal rooms. So hence why we were like, you know, admiring the unit and the step you guys have made, because it is a fantastic asset. And then you start thinking of like, you know, what you were on about earlier, the business side of it, the merch, how to evolve and how to start making things happen, like, you know. So
yeah. Well, Baz and I moved in. Have been sort of working it in out of here for a couple of months, but we only started practicing again with the rest of the guys. Was it a couple of weeks ago?
A couple of weeks ago, yeah.
And yeah, just I don't know really. It's
was it bizarre? Was it a bit
well?
weird?
You can imagine like it was doubly weird because we got all these new songs that would never since the studio never played at all, and it was almost like learning someone else's songs, like arguing about no, it don't go like that, it goes like this. You're like, shut the fuck up! I fucking wrote that. I know what it goes like.
Yeah.
And but it's been weird actually to have that and beneficial, I find, to have that distance, you know, like because we kind of almost listen to the songs and tackle them a bit more clinically, really, when it comes to the arrangements and like, well, for example, there's a chorus where I'll go a bit sort of jangly higher up the frets, and therefore the kind of arse falls out the rhythm a bit. So we're going like, right, well, when I do this, Steve, you go down and Bowser maybe play on the open, the open E string and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just giving a bit more time to think about how to get these songs across and arrange them for live playing a bit more. But
Yeah.
It was exciting though.
Yeah.
It was certainly exciting. It was a great feeling, you know, hitting them few notes and you hearing that noise again was just like, yeah. Fucking great. We're back.
Yeah, man. Can't wait for that. I genuinely believe though in a couple of months' time we'll be looking back at this and thinking, that was great, that wasn't it? I know obviously I'm talking about like the time and the you can just, as you said, be creative and stuff. This when are you gonna have that time again where you do nothing for 4 or 5
you're right.
months?
I agree.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's been I feel like we've made the most of this time anyway. Some big changes in my life personally that I don't believe I would have been able to enact upon if it wasn't for this situation. So yeah, it's been kind of a bittersweet time really, but it's been great, you know. In a way, it's been weird, like you said, you know, to have all this freedom of time. Yeah.
Class. Well, boys, it's been an absolute blast. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, no.
Oh, thank you.
It's
Thank you, mate.
great to see this. Then the new Lorraine and Eamon Holmes of the internet, like Anne Diamond and whatever he was called, and yeah, Love it. Ronnie remembers Anne Diamond, don't you, Ronnie? You're old enough.
I do.
Yeah, you do. I know you do.
Look, boys, massive congratulations on the new album. It's gonna soar. It's gonna do really well. I know it.
There it is
Go
again.
get it, everybody. Everybody's watching. Go get it. Let's get these boys in the charts again. There's no doubt they will.
Hey, cheers. Cheers, mate.
Thank you so much for coming on, brothers. Great to see
Thanks
you.
for having us. Yeah, and,
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you at the end of the month. Loud and
Yeah.
proud.
Yeah.
Eh?
That's perfect.
Thank you,
Thank you, boys.
Rock
Thank
it.
you. Cheers, everybody. Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Nice one. See you now.
That was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Like, I can't wait to
Massive.
catch up with them properly, mate. There's a lot of history there. There's a lot of stories, a lot of stuff that I want to talk to them about the studio that we couldn't touch on, or we haven't had the chance to, or and especially to see the other Wagons boys as well. Like, you know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, definite. It'd be great to have a beer. Absolutely. It's mad, man. It just makes me feel like it's like a different time, innit? You know, because we used to hang out so much and
yeah,
do
man.
so many shows, be on the same sort of bill, and we'd always bump into each other, and there's been nothing. So it's just surreal. It's different when you got, you know, people like Danny Bowes on the screen, you know, you're having that chat. But I'm looking and I'm going, we used to
That's
hang
the
out with
boys.
them.
That's the boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a point where we were literally seeing them pretty much every week or every weekend. So we really did get a good bond. And then I was absolutely gutted because you know, the band was set to go to Germany with them. So that would have been an adventure to go into Europe with the boys, get to know them better. That's why it was nice to chat there, because, you know, when they've been headlining the shows and stuff like that as well, you arrive, you've got a job to do. So we get pockets of time to sit down with them, or like we got a chat. We had a chat with them in Ibiza, or we had a chat with them all over the shop. But you don't really get to have that sit down and ask the questions you wanna ask, like, you know. So I wish them all the best on Friday, man. It's another great British rock and roll band. They've worked hard. They're very honest. They're down to earth, and they deserve all the success. So fingers crossed. Everybody, like I said, doing my job. So their record is available right now at Uric.com. It's just in. We had an exclusive off Uric. So go and buy their record. I'm going to give it another flash for there. Also, the guys announced a tour as well. So you can get tickets for their tour in 2021. It's all over the UK. There's Glasgow, Sheffield, London, Norwich, Nottingham, Southend, Birmingham, Liverpool, Cardiff, Southampton, Exeter, Newcastle, and Manchester. Absolutely fantastic.
Awesome.
I
Right
can't
then,
wait to get 'em.
let's get our fellow crows on, shall we?
Yes. Where's the boys? Let's get the boys.
Crows
In
assemble.
China.
Evening all.
It's live.
1001, 1002, 1003.
There's
Oh,
my
Dave,
buddy.
Dave, what's up with the goggles there, bud?
Oh, fuck, you know.
I don't know if you heard, I did over 1,000.
You all right, Dave?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Oh,
Turning into a right diva.
Did BAZ inspire you, Dave?
I was worried something had happened to you in the break.
They were just on the table next to me. I thought I'd stick them on for a laugh.
Look good, bud. Look good.
Evening.
How have we been, then, boys?
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
No, brilliant.
Do you
Really
enjoy
good.
that with Massive Wagons? Seeing the
Yeah, it
boys
was
like?
really good. Really good. Really, really good. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're in some.
They had me in stitches when they were on about they look like a pair of ice cream men. No, it was great. It was great.
What about you, floating head? How's your week been?
It's Holly from Red Dog.
I tell you what, but it's been one of the better weeks because me and you done the acoustic thing Friday, didn't we?
Yeah.
For Live Nation, and then I come on with you, look. My present of Graham from Live Nation was there, so thank you, Graham.
Whee!
Oh, it did get you, did it?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
have to
Cool, is
text
it?
him now. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll have to message him that, mate. He was really, really worried you didn't get it because he thought you were out. So, unless
Yeah.
was I you, Shane? Have you had anything yet?
Yeah, I had a big bottle, a big
Oh,
liter bottle. of something
he's a
comfort.
beautiful man. He's a beautiful
So,
man.
He is a
I
good
was-
guy, isn't he?
Thank you, G.
I was
Yeah,
just looking
so-
at
yeah.
it, like thinking, I wish I could open her now. I can't.
I love that. Straight from Dan Griffiths. David is not nearly dead this week then.
No, I'm
Yeah.
alive and kicking. Alive and
You have
kicking.
those lips. Show your lips to the camera. Are they blue? No. Look at that. Pick it up. Ooh.
Oh, fucking hell.
Like Mick Jagger.
Blue
Lips.
Look
He's
at
alive
him.
and well.
Look at him.
Look at him. Yeah, boy.
At least I'm working tonight, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Party time.
Oh, brilliant.
Right then, Lloyd, do you have a question, bud?
Let's have a question. This one's from Jane Smith.
Hey,
And
Jane.
it's kind of like a 3-part question. So the first part goes, Lloyd, Shane and Ronnie, my son would like ideas for mixing with Jack Daniels. He wants to try something different other than Coca-Cola. Any suggestions?
It's very
Yeah,
simple.
don't drink it.
No, drink it. Just with ice. You don't need anything with Jack Daniels.
Yeah, man.
Just with
On
ice.
the rocks.
On the rocks. And especially Jack Honey or Apple Jack. They're the ones. On by yourself. Beautiful.
Yes. Well, my
So-
lockdown kind of discovery was putting a bottle of honey Jack in the freezer and then drinking it. Then it was absolutely beautiful, because I always thought you put vodka in the freezer, but put a bottle of honey Jack in the freezer, and that was absolutely stunning. I haven't done the apple one yet, Shane. I'm gonna get on that, mate. Well, I was
so
about
good.
to, weren't I? And then it was 25
good.
days, and you got to lose. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. So good. Cranberry juice I heard is good as well.
I tell you what weren't bad, boys. You know, I know it's a totally different drink, but that vodka I put in that tea down in Winter's End, that wasn't bad. That was all right, that was.
Ginger ale.
Right. The next morning we went over there.
Oh, no.
So yeah, the second part of this question is for you, Shane. It's pretty simple,
Oh, is it?
really. What's your favourite tea?
PG tips. Or Tetley. You know, if I got to, Tetley's a close second. What's the other one we
Yorkshire's
tried
are
over
good.
there? Yeah, the Yorkshire tea's not bad.
And what we had today, Glenliget, the old
What?
best a man can get.
That weren't. I weren't impressed.
Well,
with
it's
that
the
one,
Welsh one, isn't it?
Glengetty.
Yeah, well, I'd say no more.
Whatever it is. I don't know.
Since when has Wales made good tea? I don't know. So
Well,
yeah,
here we are.
Tetley or PG tips or whatever the fuck I said. I don't know.
Here we are, Dave. Finally, this one's for you. What's your favourite red wine?
Oh, fucking hell.
Where do you begin?
I think a nice Barolo. A Barolo was the boy for me, or a very, very good Chianti. I had a nice Chianti the other night. It was very, very good. But yeah, Barolo, I think, if I'm gonna go all out, I'll have a nice Barolo. It's expensive, but it's good.
How much is that a bottle, Dave?
In the supermarket, it's about 20 quid. But I remember we went to for Lisa's mother's birthday last year we went to the Ivy in London, and I was ordering glasses of Barolo, and it was like 12 quid a glass or something. I was like, oh fucking hell. It was expensive, but so nice, so good, so smooth, so fruity, so rich. It's good. If I was a bit more well off, I think I just drink it constantly. But
So wine.
I absolutely love wine, but I just cannot handle the hangover, the headaches. I just can't do it. It just knocks me out. It kills me. It's mad. 'Cause I
not
can
enough
drink
practice, Shane.
You probably, mate. Probably.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
There you are.
should we have a pay it forward crow wheel, Ronnie?
Let's pay it forward.
Look at that. So we've had several of the Crow family contact us. So some are going to be kind of kept for next week because we've been inundated with people just wanting to pay it forward. Thank you so much, everybody. So this is going to be this is a bundle. This is going to be for a poster, some badges, and our new patch that's on our site. So they're the 3 items. Here we go. Press the veal. Hang on. I can't find it. There it is. Here we go. What's it gonna be?
I was taking his time. Oh, there it is.
Mark Thomas.
Hey.
Hey,
Thomas.
well done, Mark.
Well done, Mark.
Well done, Mark.
Congrats.
Well done, buddy. Get in touch and with your address and stuff, and we send out a poster, some badges, new badges, CrowCast badges, and the new patch as well as a bundle. Thank you so much. That was very close on Peter Carroll then, wasn't it? I thought it was going to be Peter Carroll.
Maybe next time, Shane. Maybe
Actually,
next
Ron,
time.
Can you pull that crow wheel back up? Look how close that is.
Oh, that is so close.
Hang on.
You can't
What
see
are we
it.
looking at?
I generally can't
I
see
know,
it.
I can see it. I can see it.
Oh, okay. It's right on the line. Anyway,
Right on the line.
sorry, Peter. Congratulations, Mark.
Well done.
It was so close, Pete. So
Do you want
close.
your little guitar?
Say hello to my little friend. Tell me the lyric, give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. Tell me the lyric, give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line? This week, the lyric is as follows. Until my heart gives out. Until my heart gives out. What is the line that follows?
No, I know the song. I know which song it is.
So,
Shine
in the
is
meantime, shall we have another question, boys?
Yes.
Right then, this one's from Lauren Garden. Is there any radio or TV shows you wish you could have been on or would like to go on now?
Oh, for me, it's the one we always used to play was TFI Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, boy.
That always looked like so much fun, didn't it?
Yeah.
It did. Yeah, it really did.
I discovered loads of bands on TFI Friday,
Yeah.
boys. I think it was the first time I seen Slipknot. Man, Ocean Colour Scene. I think because of the music.
Yep.
Man, there were so many bands I discovered through that show. That's a great one, Shine. That's a great one.
Do you remember the one with Napalm Death would play the 5-second songs? It would just that you go for 5 seconds and stop.
Yes, man. Oh my god.
It's just like,
I remember that now.
Oh my god.
it was like, yeah, I miss that program.
Shane?
They redid it, didn't they, quite recently?
Yeah,
Did they?
yeah.
It did, yeah. It wasn't as good, but it was pretty much exactly the same format, little party vibe and all the rest of it. Yeah, it was like a couple of years ago, wasn't it? It was quite recently.
Yeah, we're long. Yeah, and and old Will was back on it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, Will.
Yeah, it was always a good vibe, wasn't it? It was like you had the
Mm.
venue downstairs, and it was like proper like a good venue, and then they had the little room upstairs where they'd sort of just do the interviews and have a beer, and everyone was standing there with a pint. Everyone was like,
Yeah, it was good. It was.
Yeah, it was just of a time, wasn't it? It was the right time for that show because they were almost like even Chris Evans was like a rock star, wasn't he? He was
Yeah,
he was loud and boisterous and stuff, whether you liked him or not, but he was well in with like the Gallagher brothers, and it was just a whole it just had a real cool vibe to the whole show, like, you know. I remember Tommy Lee going on there and he was playing a child's kit. Did anyone remember that? He was doing drum solos on a kid's kit.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, man, that just come back to me, and I remember that then. Like,
I think,
I guess I'd like to Jules Holland, innit? I'd love to do that, the Jules Holland thing, whether it be, you know, his normal shows or the New Year's Eve shows. Is that actually recorded on New Year's Eve, or was it recorded at another time?
no, I think it's recorded beforehand, isn't it?
This
Yeah.
blew my mind the other day, and I think Pete put it up on the chat where he said it's recorded in November. That broke my heart because, like, literally for I don't know how long I've been watching that, and I've been thinking, oh my god, I'd always just love to hang out there, or if we got to play it, or But yeah, when I heard it was recorded in November, I was like, oh man, I always thought it was live. I just genuinely thought it was live.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the disappointment with telly, innit?
Like for me, do you ever remember the Jimmy Kimmel show when he'd have like all the sort of like new breakthrough bands in I think it was in the Pontiac garage. I know it's like it's across the water over the pond, but that would be the one for me. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Just get over there and show the CROWS how the Welsh do it. Show the Americans how the Welsh do it. Like,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Old Grey Whistle Test, maybe. Either that or Jules Holland. But yeah, Old Grey Whistle Test was always like for me, it was always the Jules Holland of yesteryear. So probably that. Always just felt a bit like a gig, but it was on TV, you know?
I think you've covered them for me, but I think I'll go radio because I remember like Steve Lamacq used to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Guy or used to play kind of up
Mhm.
and coming bands. I never really. So I think I sent him loads of demos. So maybe I'll go with something like that just to be different. But I mean, everything that you guys have just said, then Jules Holland, TFI Friday. That's a stunner. That is like that's probably that was of our like growing up, and I really want to be on there. Like, what about you, Lloyd?
oh, the Jimmy Kimmel show, man. But the radio, you mean?
Or anything?
Like the Jimmy Kimmel show over in the States, man. I'd love to do something like that. Like, he used to do the Pontiac garage. I found loads of like sort of new emo bands coming through probably about 15 years ago.
He always has some good. He's always had some
through
good
that
bands,
sort of
hasn't he?
show. Like, I remember. I know a lot of people might not like them, but do you remember that sort of emo band Hawthorne Heights?
Oh yeah. That was
like Senses Fail. Like when they sales in when they started like when it was big. That's how I discovered them, was from looking on YouTube and seeing his show, and so I always remember thinking, that'd be cool.
Two good ones that just popped up on the side where the tube and the word.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I forgot that.
I
know we're going to get to the answer a second, boys, but before I lose this question, because it's just going to disappear, not including your own tracks, what's the best guitar solo you've heard? One of mine. I haven't got my glasses on. Anyone want to jump in?
One of my favorites is Burning Bridges by Crimson Glory.
Very cool. It's just a quick one, that is, because sometimes we miss some of the questions, and obviously we got an amazing amount of comments. So
Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb.
Shiner, you twat!
I knew he was coming this.
I absolutely love the solo in Sultans of Swing, man, Dire Straits, and purely because it's such a real solo. You can even hear like the slight discrepancy in the note value he plays, and you can just tell it's like that's a fucking real guitarist, man. Mark Knopfler. He's actually, and it's played clean. I love that solo and that.
He's got that touch, man. He's got that touch, and
but it's just how you can almost, like, some would call it a mistake, and it probably does sound like a mistake, but it just proves to me that he's real. You know, of that time as well. You know,
Hotel California for me, the guitar in, and the jam, the way it goes out. Oh man,
with the harmonies.
Love all that interlocking with the guitars. So I before somebody says that's not a guitar solo or whatever. But I love the
Oh, it is.
instrumental of it, and yeah, man, it's incredible. Mr. Greeno?
Oh man, there's loads in it. I think you boys have hit the top runners there. But I tell you what, I've been listening to a lot, like just guitars and solos and stuff. He's a fellow Welshman, Chris Buck. If you haven't heard of that guy, right, go and check him out. Chris Buck, some of his guitar playing is incredible, boys. The melodies, his feel is sensational. Anything that boy does, I'm glued to it. At the minute, he kills it for me. But yeah, we can say all the favorite solos and that, but I don't know. It's just when I watch him, I just want to go and pick up a guitar. He just makes me.
He put up a really cool. Did you see the one in the music shop in America, Shane?
Yeah. the
Oh
jam
man,
thing.
that it blew my mind. That did, and they did the jam with all the other guys, didn't they? And they all did the little parts and all. Oh man, Jesus Christ, that was wicked. That was
He's just got so much feel. It's incredible. Go check him out if you don't know who he is. Chris Buck, you probably do, but he's incredible. Fellow Welshman as well. Great question. Thanks for the question, though.
Yeah, I had to pull that one up. Sorry, boys. I had to pull that one up because it would have disappeared then.
We've got a winner for the What's the Next Line competition, and I didn't actually say, but you will be winning this. Dun dun dun! It's a CrowCast.
You fucking mug.
Thermal travel mag.
What is this, Shane? Sorry, you cut out then. So it's a traveling mug.
Travel thermal mug. CrowCast. It is the only one of a kind at the moment. We may get these in, we may not. Depends if you like them or not.
For all that traveling you can't do at the minute.
Yeah. But that goes to Emma Louise. Congratulations, Emma Louise. That goes to you. You were correct in saying that. And until my heart goes out. Gives out, sorry. It's not a trial run. She said it's not a trial run. Congratulations, Emma. Get in touch. We'll send it to you. We'll do another one later.
Yes, there'll be another one exclusive available after. So keep your eyes out, innit? Keep your eyes out.
Keep your eyes out.
Keep your eyes
Don't
out.
put your eyes in, innit? Keep your eyes in and keep your fuckers open.
David. You got a song for us this week, Dave?
David Facts. David's Facts. David's Facts. Oh, the dog's just come over. She liked that. This week is gonna fucking blow your fucking mind, and you're not gonna believe me. You're just gonna think it's a complete load of fucking shite, right?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely.
You take some bets?
No.
All right.
No. Go on.
Right. So there's a gene. There's a human gene that's in charge of embryonic development that is actually named Sonic the Hedgehog.
I wish I took our bet now.
Quick, but jump in the time machine.
If you go to
seconds.
visit like you go to the human genome or whatever, there is a gene that's called Sonic the Hedgehog, and that is responsible for human embryo development.
So one more time, Dave fact of the week is, say it one more time.
There is a gene that is responsible for human embryo development that is called Sonic the Hedgehog.
So Dave, I got a question for you related to that. So
Here we go.
did
You're coming in. Bullshit.
did Sonic the Hedgehog, as we know Sonic the Hedgehog, get named after that, or did that get named after the game Sonic the Hedgehog?
Rob Evans with its mate Laura Croft.
So, could you answer Shiner's question then, Dave?
Oh, here we go, Craigie boy. Copy and paste off Google, is it, Bet?
I got him, but he don't know answer it. I got him.
Want to answer, does he?
Oh, sorry, Shine. I'm got a fucking clue, mate.
Okay, there we are. That's all I wanted to know. Yeah,
Get Craig's comment up again. That was I didn't get a chance to read all that.
So you abused him, but you didn't even read it.
Yes, HH gene provides instructions for making protein called sonic hedgehog. This protein functions as a chemical signal that is essential for embryonic development. Sonic hedgehog plays a role in cell growth, cell specialization, and the normal shaping of the body, which basically backs up what I've just said.
Well, Dave, I'm going to applaud that one because you had it right. Well done.
It's also on that same topic. It's also responsible for developing your ring as well. Ding.
I love it.
Anyway, I spent a lot on taxis the last couple of months, boys. Fucking hell, taxi!
Yeah.
Be a fucking fortune.
Taxi, the Copacabana.
And Sonic the Hedgehog. Is that where my ring comes from? Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, he collects rings, doesn't he?
That's genius. That's genius.
No, but actually, another interesting fact on that is
Sonic Hedgehog, not Sonic, not the
Okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
yeah, whatever.
It's now known as Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right, I'll just add another little curveball in there,
Is
right?
Jim Carrey
Talking about
involved in this as
embryos,
well?
right? Talking about embryos, the first part of you to develop is the arsehole. Well, it is. No, it is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there we are then. So we were all arseholes at one stage. Nice. I never grew out of it.
He's still out on that one, isn't he?
I know, innit? Moving on.
Let's give something away, Shane. Let's give something away. What are we going to give away? Hang on, before you sing your song. Is everybody ready for this?
What are we ready for? What do you mean?
What are we giving away?
We're going to give away another thermal mug, but it's silver. So we're giving away that. Again, it's the first one of its kind. We're going to give it to you, one of the Crow family. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line? Quick edit.
Yeah, so you cheated.
So, the line is, because I know how this goes. What's the line that follows? Because I know how this goes. Go.
In the meantime, should we have a question, boys?
Yes.
Please, line.
This one's from Emma Louise. Many people interpret songs have different meanings than what the song is actually supposed to be about. For example, I originally thought Sin on Skin was about sex, before someone on the CROWS fan page said it was about a drug addiction. What's the most unusual interpretation you've heard about one of your songs?
Well, that's the beauty in it. I mean, anybody can take what they want from it, from personal experience. It's funny because Sin on Skin, yeah, there's lots that's about. I don't want to get into it too much, but it is about self-harm. Yeah, it's about sex too. It's about not being happy with yourself, really. Not being happy in your own skin. So whatever you are thinking about that, whatever you think is bad, or how you look upon yourself, or whether it be drugs or be sex, whatever. That's your interpretation. But I don't think there's been. I think our songs over time have taken new meanings, which I wasn't expecting. You write the song and think, oh, that's what it is. And then you go and experience something, and then that song resonates to you in a different way. I think a good song can do that. It's broad, it's vast. So it has more opportunity then to, I don't know, sync with other people, different experiences. And but I don't know if you can think of any, boys. Any Anyone
No.
thought one of the songs was about something, or
I think maybe with Who Did It, I think when that first came out, I think people weren't aware of the subject matter, I think, and thought Who Did It was a question as opposed to a statement.
yeah,
That's about all I can think of right now.
yeah, that's a good point actually. Yeah, they did. They were kind of, everyone was saying, so who did it? Who did? But they didn't really get the concept of what the song was about.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite self-explanatory. But obviously I'd experienced it. We'd experienced it. We had seen it
Yeah.
firsthand in our town. I thought it was quite obvious, but then it surprised me that it went over some people's heads. So.
No, because when you started to shape the lyrics and you start hearing the story, I think it's so easy for us to understand it because we, like you said, we grew up around it, so it just made perfect sense, like, you know. So, but I can see how other people maybe, because we didn't really kind of jump on it, did we? We didn't kind of announce what it was about. We didn't. It was only until you started doing interviews and certain people started asking the question, or they started kind of working out, hang on now, is this about your town, or is it about, you know, and they start going there, which, you know, you had no problem explaining or telling the story of how we grew up and what it was like around you, like, you know. And but no, man, I genuinely think, like, when we were jamming it, and like obviously yet again you had the hook lines, and then you start hearing the words starting to come together, and when I heard it properly, and I mean proper, when we had the first kind of cut of Point of No Return, I loved it. Because yet again, I could kind of, it's such a weird thing when especially being involved with you, when you're telling maybe certain stories, and if you get it, you can form the pictures in your own head, which I love that, Shane, because obviously my eyes have seen different things to you, so it's going to be a different look on it, but they're going to have similar surroundings or similar kind of, you know, consequences or whatever the outcome is. But it's just mad that we've all kind of seen it through different eyes. So yeah, you know, even like some of the lines in it, I kind of look at now when I've almost got a picture of somebody in it, or I've got a picture of just an incident or an event which kind of relates to that song. So that's a good one, Dave. I'd have to say the same as you there. Who did it? Yeah.
I like the thought of that, because that's kind of something I kind of subconsciously do. I want the pictures. I want them to imagine that person. And even though if I write there, I've got the idea, like you said, Ron, we similar environment, places we been and stuff. But if somebody else is putting themselves in a situation visually, that's really powerful. That does it
Well,
for me. That's
we'll
like,
do it one day where we'll get together, me and you, and or if the boys want to join in, if they're up for it. But we'll kind of do it like almost like a kind of storyboard vibe of draw just a shape of what you see in your head as the lines are coming, and then try and explain like I know what I'm trying to get out, but it's kind of hard where, like, you might have sung the one line, and I know when I listen to the song, there's something will pop in my head, or like it could have been when we were in college and you hear certain news, or so that's what I mean. I can almost see us in so for example, I can see us outside the music block in college, and I can see us having a fag out there back in the day, and then you're in some news, and so that it's something you sing that triggers that image instantly. But there, and that's the best way I can explain it to you. Or in one of my old jobs when I worked in the school, and I remember being in a car park talking to somebody. There's another line that you say in that, and for some reason when we jam it, sometimes I can almost, you can, like, you know, you're building a music video in your head, but it's actual real. It's real footage, which is pretty crazy, like, you know. So
yeah, powerful shit. Love it. Great question.
Yeah, man.
Did everyone answer, or anybody else? Yeah. Anybody else?
I'm pretty much the same as you boys. I mean, like what Ron just said then, like he kind of, his lyrics in that song were, especially with what it's about. I remember it quite clearly when all that was happening. And it's funny how Ron mentioned college, because I was in Bridgend College at that time when it was all kicking off. And yeah, it just kind of, when he mentioned that, then it put me back to when I was in college, and I know exactly the music block he's on about, because it was right next door to the carpentry block. And I can remember just like winter time, it's hammering down with rain, and you're waiting to go in, and just, I don't know, there's just a bad feeling about it everywhere. And it just kind of, not in a bad way, it just brought me back then when he mentioned that.
Well, for us
Isn't
in
it funny,
particular,
though, how
see, go on, sorry, Shane.
No, but isn't it funny how that's buried in your subconscious, right?
Yeah.
And you won't even give that thought, that memory, another thought. Like, but you hear the song and you can say it was raining. The way you just described all that,
Yeah.
how you felt it was raining outside the bridge, and it's just mad how
And it rings quite home, because it's like same as you knew quite a lot of them, and quite well, you know. And yeah, it just brings it back. Do you know what I mean? In a way, it just, I'm back there now.
Yeah,
I'm back there right now. You know, which is quite touching, really. It's quite powerful.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, for us in particular as well, some of the time periods might have been around the late 90s, early 2000s, and for you, it might have been like mid 2000s, end 2000s,
2007, maybe 2008.
That's what I mean. So you know, it was just a long chapter of what was going on around where we lived for a long time, and it'd be interesting to speak to even maybe generations that were older than us just to see how long, you know, things like that were going on, like, you know. So
yeah.
And I know it still goes on now. It's just obviously it's not talked as much. So
no, it's mad. It's mad.
It
It's
is.
aye.
Right. Should we get an answer for this line? Sorry, I'm looking you. I'm looking at the phone as well. Is that's what you say? Is it Dave? The up on the private messages there?
Yeah.
Person?
Yeah, that was the first one that come through.
Yeah. Okay, that's agreed. Brilliant. So the winner of this mug, by correctly saying you're a dying rose, is Dagmar Allen. Congratulations, Dagmar.
Tidy.
We'll get that out to you. No problem at all.
Ooh, let's do another crow wheel. And this is a really good one. This is.
Is it?
Yes, because a lovely.
Yes, I now know what you're saying.
Exactly.
One of the members who wants to be anonymous has basically said you can click onto the Crow store and you've got £30 to spend. Whatever you want. £30. Ooh.
Enter, Dave, enter.
Bad, is it?
£30 voucher in the Crow store. Here we go. Oh. Julie Stewart. Congratulations, Julie. You have £30 to spend.
What a prize that is.
£30. And thank you.
Prize.
Thank you so much to the person. I want to say their name, but I can't. Thank you so much. That's such a wonderful thing. £30 to spend in the Crow store.
That's incredible.
Some people have got more money than sense, so it seems.
It's probably a good time as well to say everything's been restocked in the old Crow store as well, haven't there?
Yep.
So all the patches are back in. T-shirts have been replenished. So yeah, more orders have been made our side as well. So if you go onto the Crow store, visit our merch store, thosedamncrows.bigcartel.com. Which is fab. We were talking earlier, boys, as well, about the gig that was announced. Because obviously we've got the show, Planet Rock broadcast,
Yeah.
which is exciting because we get to kind of catch everybody. That's happening on the 25th. And then there was this awesome event as well.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Which is really cool.
It's quite funny you mentioned that, man, because like someone sent a question in. A guy called Lewis Jones, and the question reads, what was your initial thoughts on the drive-in gigs? Are you looking forward to them, or did you have any doubts? You know, for me, I think it's the way forward right now. I think it's going to be really good to get back up there. I think everybody's been locked up for months now, and everybody's missing live music. So I think this is the only opportunity really for everybody to jump on and get out and enjoy it a little bit, you know, to a certain degree. But I think it's going to be really, really good myself.
Yeah,
I hope so. Anyway, I hope so.
No, I agree with you, but and what I think people are, I think people are getting like, oh, that's not for me. I like live music, and I think I saw someone say I'd have a drink or something. Absolutely, but right now, this isn't to take over live shows as we know it. This is an adaptation of it because to be safe. So it's not to take over. It's just doing what we can right now. And I think why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you just experience it just for the laugh? Even if you don't, to grab your family or your friends in a car and just go and see a band. I think that's cool.
Yeah,
So
I think
cool, right?
any excuse to sit my ass is a good one. So I think if I could drive into a fucking show, sit my ass and watch a fucking band, I'm landed.
But yeah, and it's still yeah.
But no, I think. Yeah, I mean, get involved. I mean, it's like it's an innovation, isn't it? It's like,
I think it's,
you know,
could be quite
you can either stay at
pioneering
home.
time.
You can either stay at home or you can come and be involved in this innovation that we're trying to do. And you know, it does look fun. You can't deny that, man. It looks fun. You rock up in a car. You got like your own designated area. You know, you got your favorite band playing. You can sort of have a look. Do you know what I mean? It just looks cool. That to me, it looks really cool. Like it's obviously you can't jump around in the front row with your mates or whatever. But why wouldn't you want to see what it's like? Do you know what I mean? That, like curiosity is like the one for on that one.
Well, I tell you what,
cool, man.
There's an easier way to look at this, isn't it? Right. So this is how I'm looking at it. There's still a stage, yeah. There's still a live band on the stage. There's still a PA there. There's still a lighting system there. You can still stand outside your car, but you haven't got to walk to your fucking car.
That's what I mean. It's like, you know, you haven't got to worry about parking your car up and
it's like, oh, gig's over. Literally, open the car door and get in your car.
And off you go.
Right, off now.
Off now, top.
I mean, I'm like little things like
I
when
think
we
it'll be
walk
really
on
exciting
stage.
experience.
Like little things like when we walk on stage, I want to hear every fucking beep in that horn, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rather than chuck a bit of them in as well, but I want to hear that beep 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 beep.
I don't think they can, but
they can.
What I like to see is those sort of cars you see in like Compton and stuff. They're like bouncing on.
Yeah.
You see a load of those like
proper like
on a
See, boys, we're making memories about this already, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think anything new it's a bit exciting, isn't it? And it's like
you know, give us a flash of the headlights. We'll let you know it's on, like.
Yeah.
See if we can make Dave miss a note by flashing him, like.
You do have to flash that to happen, but
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on it are something is better than nothing. We got given the opportunity to do this, as Baz and Adam said earlier. You know, to have that opportunity is fantastic. You know, I'm not getting into the politics of companies or anything like that. And I was kind of trying to speak on Twitter from the heart and just say that, you know, there's a lot of bands who are struggling at the moment, or they're trying their best to give content, or they're trying to keep their name out there. This isn't a permanent thing, like Shane said. This isn't, but it is an experience. It is something different. And you know, when we got offered it, I instantly thought, wow, we get to play to people. Wow, that's a no-brainer. That's what we've been wanting to do, because the reality is at the moment, and it is the reality for the near future, gigs are getting cancelled, which is horrible. It's absolutely horrible, but that's where we are. So, you know, John Norman, Planet Rock, they're doing amazing strides. There's other companies, there's other fan groups doing live broadcasts. It's amazing. And then all of a sudden there's this concept of, well, you can social distance, but you can still go to a gig and you go in your car. I mean, obviously, I don't know the logistics. I would read the T&Cs, make sure that you apply to all the rules and try and keep to all that vibe. But I can't think of nothing better at the moment to connect with. All right, we're connecting with people and cars. It's different, isn't it? It's just so. I mean, from our point of view, I don't need to sell this to anyone. We're doing it. If there's 3 cars there, there's 3 cars there. If there's, you know, it makes no difference. When we first started off, we were playing to 3-4 people anyway. So the fact of to hit the stage, like you just said, Shine, and I'm speaking from the art year, it really gives us a chance to kind of do something in 2020, because nobody knows what's going to happen over the next couple of months. I mean, fingers crossed, touch wood, everything that we're on track and we're getting back to normal. But Steve Hill was on there earlier on the comments, and he's saying Leicester on lockdown. They're itching to get out, those boys, and do something. They're itching to get out and play gigs. So we have to take this opportunity with both hands. And if we are only playing to an empty car park, or 1 car, or 15 cars, or 300 cars, amazing. And the fact that I get to share the stage with you boys and we get to play music rather than trying to work out this technology thing and trying to do it live, but it's not live because it's like a lockdown session where I pre-record something, you pre-record it, then we all get on our instruments and jam it. We're actually going to get the jam together. Same with the Asylum. You know, I love that when you said that earlier, Shane, with BAZ. You know, it is going to be different, but you almost just got to embrace it, because it's, you know, we could look back in 5 years' time and go, wow, do you remember we had the opportunity to do that? And do you remember we got to do one of those drive-in shows? And nobody might ever see it again. And that's kind of like the reality that we live in, isn't it? Like, you know, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the bit there where Shane goes, make some fucking noise. It'll be like, beep your fucking horns.
Well, I tell you what, boys, I have got the biggest selling point of them all. So, you know, when all this is over, you know, good gigs can go back to normal, you're never, ever going to get a chance for Shane Greenall to run over the roof of your car. Because we all know he's going to do it.
Pull your windscreen wipers off.
Yeah.
I hope
We all know
we've got insurance.
Yeah, we need to rethink this, boys. That could cause a lot of damage now, especially with lockdown belly. There's a lot of weight there. There'd be sunroofs where they weren't sunroofs, if you know what I mean.
Bring your armored cars, guys. Bring your armored cars.
And plus, if it rains, they can sit in their car and just undo the window a little bit and still kind of hear it. So, you know.
Nobody likes change, and we all love the live music scene right now. It's thriving, it's killing, but nobody likes change. So when someone comes along and gives a watered down version of a gig, of course everybody's going to say, no, that's rubbish. I know, that's not me. But that's not life at the moment. Like, this is just a temporary thing. So why not embrace it? You never know. You might like it.
Yeah.
Still supporting the bands. And if this works for us and the other bands that are doing it, then it may open up other doors to do it for other bands to do it, and there's a new wave of money coming into the economy, to these people that put on these shows. So I can't see it being a bad thing unless you go into that gig thinking this is going to be crap. And what's the point of that?
And we've got to start somewhere.
Exactly. It may not be great, but it may be brilliant. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Really looking forward to it.
In class.
So amped up for it.
It's all about mindset, guys. All about mindset.
I'm there, man. I'm there.
Darren Griffiths just now. He said, "Well, if it's shit, we'll all just have a car boot anyway."
Yeah, like Stormy.
Big Stormy down. It's the car boot sale, isn't it? I've lost
Yeah.
it, but no, you got to embrace new, and you know, I've learned that now over the last couple of years. Don't be afraid. And I didn't think we'd be saying this 2 weeks ago. Never mind 6 weeks ago. That we're going to be doing a gig in a couple of weeks. We're actually going to be doing a gig. Us five are going to be traveling. You know, we're going to be doing a separate, I know at the moment, or we're trying to work out arrangements and stuff, but we're going to be traveling to a gig, and we get to play on a stage, and there's going to be people there, and we get to perform songs from the records to people, which is a fantastic opportunity.
That's what we want to do.
Yeah.
That's what we love doing.
It's always amazing, right? When you do a normal live show and you're looking out into the crowd and you can see people that have been to another show, right? So you're recognizing, you know, the Crow family and the fans and that. I'll just be like, oh, so that's the car they drive, is it?
Aye. He's done all right, haven't he?
I've been looking out for him. Do you know what I mean? I really want to. There may be barriers and there may be rules and regulations, but honestly, come to our show, right? And it'll feel the same. It will, because we'll make it that way. I'll be looking out. I'll be pointing out if I can see you, if I can recognize you. Let's just make it positive and see where it goes.
It'd be good.
Yeah,
it's going to be good.
I want the Range Rovers on the left, and I want the courses on the right.
Started a destruction derby match.
Yeah, wall of death. I don't know what that'd be like.
No beeping. Fight.
I love that.
Nah, it's going to be brilliant. It really is. We're going to make it brilliant.
Yeah,
I've said it now.
Yeah.
No pressure. So yeah, before we go, just another quick plug. Obviously, the tickets are now available for Planet Rocks Live, Stonebroken, ourselves, and Massive Wagons. That's on the 25th. You can get your tickets now. You can register, get your tickets for that live broadcast. And also, I do believe, like we were just talking about and our feelings and everything about it, the O2 priority starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. So you can start getting your tickets for our little mini tour, our live from the drive-in. And tickets go on sale Friday. Is that
Thursday?
Thursday, 10 a.m. Thank you, boys. Also, like Shane said, we've restocked the merch store, so there's everything available at the moment. We're trying to catch up on everything, obviously with all the problems with COVID and the warehouses. Like, subscribe, share, do everything. Reaper t-shirts, CrowCast, we got it all.
Everything under one roof.
Like Toys R Us, man.
Apart from shirts and Devil in My Pocket black vest.
Then under someone else's roof.
Everything else is there, but those we're literally nagging the guys. But yeah, check it out. On that note, let me cue you up.
I'm just waiting for the fucking photo.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, there it is. Well.
Well.
Oh, but that photo just it drains the life out of me. I'm like, well, first of all, it's Kate's birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to her.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Kate.
And she's getting closer to 60, boys.
Oh. Boys, before we haven't done some shout outs. I've got to do these shout outs.
Cool.
Didn't do them earlier.
Yes, you didn't.
Peter Sherman on July 15th. It is our 31st wedding anniversary and our 35th year together. She really is not just my wife, but my best friend and soulmate. We've never had a crossword, heated maybe now and again, but nothing we could never sort out. I wanted to know that she rocks my world, and together we will rock till we drop. horns up at Monster Fest if Monster Fest happens in November, and I'll buy you a drink. That's Peter and Terry. Happy anniversary to the both of you. Thank you for the message, Peter. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, both.
Lee Graham, promoter and founder of Just Push Play. He's got in touch and he said this coming Saturday, 18th of July, is his and his wife Joe's first wedding anniversary. That's incredible. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations, both.
He went on to say, please tell my wife Joe that I love her more than ever. You got a good
this
interview?
yeah, this CrowCast.
Love it.
Yeah, we need some music over this now, do we?
I know.
I've been feeling trying. Let's get it on. Sugar.
Shabba.
I personally want to give a big shout out and virtual hug to Heather McCaughlin. She sent a lovely message the other day, boys, asking if any of us crows needed help in lockdown, to get in touch, because she hasn't got a lot of money, she said, but she got time. So if we needed her to help with merch and all that, which I thought was really sweet. Thank you, Heather, for getting in touch with the support and stuff. So I said I'd give her a shout out. But we're good.
You can help me learn my guitar parts if you want, Heather.
There we are. That's all I got. So please carry on, China. Sorry about that.
You've added to the suspense now, but I like it. I thought that photo was back end, boys. It's in my back of head. All right, it's only a short one this week, boys. So nothing worth keeping comes easy.
Ooh.
Nothing worth keeps it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, well, there it is.
The things in life worth having are hard work, you know. Yeah.
Now everyone remember that photo and enjoy your nightmares.
Yeah. cracking week. Massive thanks to BAZ. Massive thanks to Adam. Don't forget, guys, Massive Wagons, House of Noise, out this Friday. There you go. There it is. It's available now on pre-order. Go to uric.com/Massive Wagons. So, boys, thank you very much for coming on. It was an absolute crack, and we can't wait to catch up with you in a couple of weeks. So, thank you. And you buggers, I'll see you in a couple of days. Let the good news keep rolling in. Let the good news
man.
in. There we are.
Thank you, Crow family. Thank you for joining in. As always, we will see you next week on CrowCast 18.
Wow. Keep an eye on the socials tomorrow. We're going to announce next week's guest. Oh, Shane's gone. What a bugger. No, he's back.
No, he's back.
Not ending the show without him. He's back. There he is. CrowCast 18 next week. We'll reveal the guests tomorrow, and stay safe.
See you, peeps.
Take care, everybody.